Thank you for tuning in. I am your host, Dr. Raquel Leah, and our sponsor for this 9 episodes, and we're on episode 9 of 9. We're at our 30 days. Yay! I am your host of Day Diary, Day 30, and our sponsor is the Breaking Generational Curses series, the BGC series, When Child Protective Services Takes Your Children. You can Google that all day long. It's a little pricey, but get the book. You'll find that it's informative, it's wonderful, it's probably what you're expecting, and there's some different subject matters there. It gets into sexual assault against children, against you as an adult when you were a child. It talks about building stronger foundations. Is another book. I think one book is talking about the removal of children mandated by family court. There's one that really deep dives into legislation efforts. There's one that talks about the mental health of people that have diagnoses and how it can impact the legislative courts on your parenting, and it can limit your parenting. And I think there's another book on the return, on how to set the stage of your children coming back into your life, your children coming back into your home. You know, children come home after college. Did y'all not know that? After going to college and putting you in debt, they graduate sometimes with no job and back into the home that you turned into an office. What does that look like? What's going to happen in the communication style? What happens when the Department of Family Protective Services, they want to reconcile you and your family's relationship, and so they just want to move the kids back into your home? What happens if you find yourself in another investigation? All of these books kind of deep dive into that. You can go online. And I'm going to tell you right now, one lady told me that she found some spelling errors in the book. Save it. I know it. It's not happening. I'm not re-editing it. Now, if someone would like to volunteer, take the manuscript and give it another rough, I might be willing to work with that person and do a second or third edition. So email Camille if you want a volunteer position to do that. But for right now, I'm so busy with life, and putting that work out there was so difficult that you're going to have to get through it. I'm so sorry. If it was a different day and time, I probably would. So that's that. So today is the last episode of Day Diary. And actually, because I forgot to do it this morning, I thought I had already done day 30. I am at Starbucks. I am not at home in my backyard on my acreage doing these series. I am actually at Starbucks. Just call this a celebration of day 30. So we will go quiet. You probably won't know that we're quiet. I doubt it, because I think on different platform channels, they're at different episodes. Like on Google, I think it's called Play Store, Google Music. They do podcasts. We're on there. They're only on release 5, Day Diary number 5. Spreaker, I think, is on release like number 11. And then there is, I don't know, there's just a host of others. And everybody, we're on iTunes. I think they're on release number 3. So by the time you get to 30, whenever you get to 30, we so far have about 27 people, the last I counted, that's going to participate in our beta testing and sit down with us. And they're going to be our focus group for how the show should proceed. And hopefully we will split those volunteers into our community of listeners like Reddit. And I don't know that we're going to do Facebook as much. I'm not a Facebook fan. I'll leave that to the social media planning people or what have you, but there'll be some open platforms. And we do have a magazine coming out, so you'll definitely want to stay tuned. I don't think it's ready. It has just been a wonderful 30 days. And I'll tell you what we're talking about. Oh, there's a Starbucks car. There's a car leaving from Starbucks. We're talking about perception. and how people have perceptions of your parenting. And people can be judgy and critical and hurtful, and people will war and set their heart against you as stone. Now, I don't know why. I'm not. Maybe you're one of those, and you can email me and tell me and text me why. But it all boils down to disruptive behavior. It all boils down to fear, a lack of communication strategies that supports positive relationships, and it dives into dominance. We want to move away from those strategies. This has been an exciting 30-day quest to discover how the show and platform will proceed itself and what we want to do, how we want to strategize. By the time you get to this release, hopefully our 6-episode series will be out. We will start taping that in the next couple of weeks. We have a patreon.com. You should see patreon.com page for you to support us everywhere. It's everywhere. So Google that and Google Healthy Families First, patreon.com. You'll see our platform and how to help and get involved and help us with fundraising, and where we're going to do some live video streams and chats and webinars and seminars. I am excited about the future, and I hope that you are too. Thank you for this 30-day series. Thank you for this day diary and the beta testing volunteers that we have. You have been listening to Healthy Families First. Look out for us in the community. I am your host, Dr. Raquel Leah.
So this is where our journey must end. And saying good evening and goodbye to you today does not mean that you don't get another opportunity to impact your generations, legislation, and effective change in your kinship and relationship with your child or your children. And as always, the vision of our broadcast is incomplex, that you consider, catch, check out, and cradle simple approaches to parenting and communication. And we are here to help support. And in kind, your generosity helps parents liberties and freedoms from constraint to guide and parent their children and grandchildren in safe and healthy places. Won't you become a patron today? Visit our supporters page at patreon.com/healthyfamiliesfirst. As a nonprofit doing the most good, the Breaking Generational Curses series and Healthy Families First is promoting healthy parent-child relationships when there is a kinship split. No communication, no awareness, no occasional meetings, no nothing. And our intent is an information hub for parents to approach healing and recovery in safe spaces. Our broadcast will be featured in 47 countries and all USA podcast panels. Stay tuned for an open call to beta testers, listeners, signups, and support. And again, thank you for listening. Visit CIDFUND.org. That's sidfund.org.